Hi Scorpio, welcome to your full moon in Pisces reading for August 31st, 2023. Full moons close out cycles, and I am kind of giving you a theme for the reading, a direction, a focus, and that's for the reading in general, is for you friends and colleagues, right? People. You have three people, so three for me is like a very, I think it's a magic number. It's the Trinity, right? And it's a very creative number. Uh, so I do think you're going to be busy with friends and colleagues for the next 2 weeks, so that's going to be a major focus for you. But let's see what your particular theme is in regards to this. You have the Hermit. Well, that's funny. You may have some obligations with people in the next 2 weeks, but you kind of really want to be alone. Or even when you're with these people, you may feel isolated or you may feel kind of internal. The Hermit card, even though, like, I would say yes, I think you kind of divide your time, but you will feel that the precious time you have alone is really, really important. It can be that your friends and your colleagues are taking up too much of your time and you want more time for yourself. The Hermit is taking in information, digesting it, turning that knowledge into wisdom, and then helping other people with what you have learned, coming out and, disseminating information. It is my Virgo card. It's associated with Virgo, the Hermit. So let me read to you what it says. You have maybe, knowledge, wisdom, elders, expert, searching, and isolation. Okay. The negative side of the Hermit is doom and gloom, right? So whatever's happening, we can look at it as something very negative and very doom and gloom. And maybe your friends and colleagues help you to think of things differently if you are experiencing that. Being with people, right? Being with good friends that lift you up can kind of get you out of that funk if you're in it. All right, let's see what's closing out for you. You have the Two of Pentacles. That can be financial juggling, the need to sort of weighing our options here, but this can give us a bit of an emotional roller coaster. Look at the water waves behind him. And so this card is asking you to multitask with a light heart. Juggling is a fun activity. It's good for your brain too. Really good for your brain. It's good to kind of relax your brain. So everybody should attempt juggling. Okay, here comes the Hermit energy, because again we're at number 9, right? So it takes this energy to the mental state, and this is overthinking. It's a thought that kind of takes on a life of its own, and it goes in the wrong direction. The planets definitely are at play here because you're under a blanket of stars, star signs, right? And this can be because you have a little bit too much on your plate, or you need to make a decision that you find very difficult to make. This can be things of the earth, right? So health, finances, but it's multitasking for sure. And it can just be taking its toll on you. You may also have some difficulty sleeping. I feel like there can be the little scenario that's being played out here on the bed is drawing my attention. So there can be some conflict. And maybe that's between friends and colleagues that are kind of weighing on your mind a little too much. Can be somebody with a bit of a fiery temper, or people are just behaving a little bit irrational or fiery, and you're just overthinking, Scorpio. But as the planets move on, so will this scenario. You're being the Empress card. That's you may be dealing with mother situations, but it can also be the energy of creativity, nature. Nature is the great reset, right? So find yourself in nature or near water. Can be really helpful. Also, if you are having problems sleeping, you may want to put like nature sounds on while you're sleeping or as you're trying to go to sleep. That could be running water, but for some that kind of gets you out of bed to go to the bathroom too often. So, maybe other nature sounds would be really helpful for you to sleep. Also, getting into nature, grounding, right? Take your shoes off and stand on the earth. That's grounding. You may want a grounding pad for your bed, but there's a need to ground out this heady energy because it's kind of making you like you're trying to rebalance or recalibrate. It's kind of the feeling that I'm getting here. You can be creative and have creative ideas. You may want to become a mother. You may become a mother with that Empress card. You may give birth or you may get pregnant. And you could just be, very attractive. Venus is going direct on September 3rd. And so all things Venus can go forward. We can feel feminine again. We can feel pretty again. We can feel creative again. We can just feel more grounded and kind of back down to earth again once that starts to go forward. And maybe you might even be feeling it now because it's a slow progression, but it's very possible. That's interesting. You have 2-2, so there is a decision that needs to be made. And this is the scissor, right, that cuts it off. But it's the moon in Libra. And so Libra, who is ruled by Venus, can find it difficult to make that decision, to make that cut, because you can see both sides of the situation, right? It's Libra. It's the scales, and they always want to balance out the scales. So the heart and the head are not in alignment, and to make this decision, there needs to find some alignment there. But eventually, you'll cut something off in favor of something else, and that's kind of weighing your options here, right? I think. What is surrounding the decision is important. Like, is it beautiful, right? Does it please you? Is it pleasing to the eye? That kind of energy, because the Empress wants beauty around her, nature around her, that kind of energy. And that might help you to make a decision. Some of you might be deciding whether you want to have children or not, and it could be weighing very heavy on your mind. Okay. Here you have the King of Pentacles. This is my Gemini card. He is the master of his material world, very, very focused on work and money and acquiring things. Very much master, but these are the CEO types, right? It's not even the managerial types. They are the bigwigs. So they have to be highly focused, master of the material. And a Queen of Cups, that's Scorpio. This is a very emotional female. And I'm going to pull one more for that. She can be highly concentrated on emotions. This is a very intuitive and psychic card. But there's something emotional here, and you can see that with this card. Where do I go from here? That's what she's focusing on. This can be work related. These are the things that you've built up until now, and you're kind of wondering where you go from this point. We're kind of waiting for our fruits to ripen here, and in the interim, this card always asks, how do you wait? You know, do you wait with faith? Do you wait with anticipation or anxiety? And in this case, it looks like it's a little bit anxious, but that can change because you might cut something off in favor. And this is the editing card, so these go quite well together. So you be very concentrated, and even asking somebody who's in the know, right, what to edit, what to change, what to throw out, what to keep, that kind of energy. And it probably has something to do with your work, finances, things of the earth. So let's get some specifics. Commitment. Yikes. Okay, so I mean, this can be a commitment towards people, pregnancy, work, but it's asking you to pick a side. The Lovers is a choice. You're at a crossroads, and no wonder you're worried about it. And again, weighing options. What do I do? What do I choose? This card asks you to consider the higher minded choices. This is my Gemini card, so it matches this King of Pentacles. So this can be the person who may be asking you for commitment. And the Lover's card is, so it can be something very mundane, very earthy, or it can be something higher minded. But you do have to make a choice. And you're weighing your options, and it's weighing kind of a little bit heavy, or you're overthinking. But eventually you do make that cut with the Two of Swords. And it can be romantic. Doesn't have to be. Here's work, right? Work-related situations, the Three of Pentacles. This is the apprentice, an apprenticeship card. We may have just learned something new that we're putting into application, right? We're applying it to our situation. And we may need the help and advice of people, or taking instruction from somebody. Again, it's 3, so it's another creative card. So this is creative solutions, right? So you may find some very creative solutions. You may be asking a mother figure. You may be thinking about creative solutions for some, for romantic situations. And we may be even asking friends, because we have friends and colleagues here, right? So here, I would assume, are colleagues, and we can be taking instruction from them, or they can be taking instruction from us. But there is this cooperative effort kind of thing, and this is also very creative solutions that can come up from this scenario. So if there is some editing, I think you can find some very creative solutions. And really, I think there's a female involved that can really help you to solidify or to understand things much, much better. Yeah, I do feel like there's some editing that's necessary. What do I keep? What do I let go? What do I change? What do I move around? That kind of energy, especially with these two cards. If you've been bored, of the situation, or disappointed or unfulfilled, there is an opportunity here to change things up a little bit, and that can come from friends and family, or friends and colleagues rather, or you may be offering it to friends and colleagues. But the Four of Cups is a real sort of dissatisfactory feeling, and something comes out of the blue to shake things up. And you're, you know, being alerted to the fact that you can fill this cup with whatever it is that you want. Interesting. I think both female and male friends are important, but I feel like this is your friends, and this can be colleagues as well as this. So I think they're both in the mix here. There may be something that you want to beautify as well, and you're kind of so it can even be like interior, right? Your interiors. I want to move things around. I want to paint. I want to landscape. I want to, that kind of thing. It can be that simple. It doesn't have to always be so dramatic or heavy, right? What does Spirit want you to know? You have the Ace of Swords. Yes, 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 yes. This is nice. It's a breakthrough. It's clarity. It is triumph and security. On the card it says intellect, hostility as a negative, unprepared as a negative, and short-sightedness as a negative. But for me, this is very much interesting. I would think that this card would be short-sightedness. But it is clarity, and it's the yes answer. So you may give a yes answer, or you may receive one, because you get the information that you need, because you see things clearly, because you can take the right action when the Ace of Swords card appears. Let's have a look. The Hermit. Well, the Hermit gives you a maybe, but I think this card supersedes the maybe, because this is my yes card. And so you can be going along. See, this is the maybe, right? Do I, don't I? Is it this? Is it that? I'm not quite sure. I don't see it. But at some point, you get this clarity, right? You get these creative solutions, and you act on them, and they can bring you triumph and success. They can bring you a breakthrough. The Hermit is the expert card, so there is something that I feel like you are, like, because this is the apprenticeship card, there is something that you're honing some skills. You want to become an expert in something, and you may search that out. You may look for people that can help you to solidify and make you an expert in what it is that you're trying to do and accomplish. Okay, so I do think it's important for you to divide your time between your friends, your colleagues, and yourself. Very important. Okay, Scorpio, I hope this has been helpful. I'll return in 2 weeks with a new moon reading, and I guess that's it. Thanks for listening. Take good care. Bye.